What's up, Luke? What an incredible week. I mean, the ranges of these past, I think four or 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one was okay, but these 3 days have just been gnarly candles. Would have been a decent day today, but I was caught shorting in both news events. Yesterday I was caught shorting in the overnight, and for last night I was caught shorting in the overnight, and then today I was caught shorting in the New York news. That kind of sucks. On the bright side, I did take a quick short here right at the previous day high just for this payout day. So this account can now request a 2k payout after 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. So after market close, this account is eligible for a payout. And if you can see, I'm in one more eval down here. So let's put the eval on the screen. Literally just a previous day high. There's no thought behind this trade. Previous day high for a quick scalp of less than 10 points here. Or maybe it was 10 points. No, it was like 8 points. And then one trade on an eval. Wait, I have 2 evals ready. Oh, I should have taken it on both. Oh well, that's okay. Yeah, what a day. I feel like nowadays it's just wait for Iran news and then just full port. If it's positive, full port long. I mean, look at how long you had to full port. So the news happened right here. And it didn't last as long as the previous news release, but if you chased anywhere within like here and you full ported longs, I mean, this was easy, like 60 80 points. And they kind of chopped around. I actually shorted right here, but I had a limited amount of accounts. I actually shorted up to close. So I took scalps here, and then I shorted right here. I was going to short all the way up to 24,000. I didn't believe we were going to hit 24,000. So where's MOC? Here, 350. Right at MOC and this green candle, I had limit orders one by one, just all the way up to 24,000. I was going to hold it to the end of the day. And that actually ended up, I think I closed out of that trade around here. I literally let it wait till the end of the day. I should have closed out right here during the big red candle, but I literally just placed these orders, closed my work laptop, and then just took a nap. And then I woke up to about, I don't know, like, what is this, like 40-ish points off of one mini. So it was decent. I'm currently throwing a bunch of I'm just throwing the rest of my Apex evals on this just for the previous day highs. My Apex evals are all like under 1k of drawdown. I think I had so many Apex evals that were like, I think less than 10 points away from take profit. It was right after New York opened, right here. Like they were short all up here. And I think up here, no, where? No, I think this was it right here. Near this top. And I think if it was like 390 or 395, I would have had a lot more funded accounts, but oh well. Then this random candle happened. That kind of sucked. Your interest in the same entry is minus 12 at 937. Try the strat, not too impressed. 937. Where are we at now? $937, like long or short? It was a tough day for sure. Let me pull up the day. Yeah, it was this day. Short? Gotcha. I mean, today should have been an okay day, but I was all out of accounts. In the rare day model, this is your first entry right here. Boom, scalp, right? Your second entry is here. Your stop loss should be above the 2% line, which is here. So this should have been your first, or this should have been the successful scalp right here. So you had one successful scalp. This one waits until like a long time. This one is also your second successful scalp. This one would also be, this one would be your third, your fourth, your fifth, your sixth. So there should have been 6 waves of successful scalps. But I think I forgot what happened. Right. I was overall green scalping this, but I was red from this. Yeah, I was red from shorting this. And then the rest of my red accounts were from shorting this right here. This, and I think here. But I usually end up trading for a very long time. Like this is 6 successful scalps. Average entry 1 to 2, I would say 2 to 3 funded accounts per. This is like enough, like this is enough green scalps for almost 20 accounts. Like 10 to 20 accounts here. So it should have been a decent day, but I was caught in some pretty bad luck. Have you tried playing around with gold? I haven't. I'm not really a commodity person. Tried a little bit today and had positive results. Is oil dying down now? I wonder. Let's see. Gold. I have no model or anything for gold. I've never set anything up for it. Never back tested anything for it, so keep my hands off unless I figure something out. How does it work if I'm long in NQ and short in ES, for example? Is that allowed? That depends on the firm. I think it used to be allowed like back in the day, but they might have changed it. So like it's not true one-to-one hedging, but because they're so identical, it could almost be like hedging. I think a lot of them allow like long Nasdaq, short crude oil. Some firms, I think like Apex, they only allow you to trade in one direction, which means if you go long, you have to go long in all other futures, if I recall correctly. So I would reach out to support, or Something else that knows. Come on, let's get down here. Let's get to 23934, and I think I'll set the other one at 24,000. Lucid AI Pro. Hopefully their AI will know enough. All right, so it's 7:02. The overnight scout model is for shorts right now, or not shorts, it's for longs. So I don't like being in shorts here, but if it's in evals, I don't care as much. And 15 to 20 minutes of dipping will usually just, it'll tag my my take profit. What's up, White? So secured one payout here. I have one Lucid account that is $321 away from its next payout, the 25K Pro. What else do I have? That's mostly it for a little while. My Apex accounts are 1 day from payout, but I would have to make like 1K or like 1.5K. Blew the daily loss limit on my accounts by accident. Happens to the best of us. Yeah, I'm not a fan of daily loss limit. Where the hell did that account go? It says you can long NQ and short gold on the same accounts. It's not hedging, but if I do it on different accounts, then it is hedging across multiple accounts. Yeah, I wouldn't even bother touching that. Like, that just sounds so confusing. ES plus gold, gold plus silver, crude oil plus natural gas are not allowed at different directions. Yep, yeah, okay, yep, that makes sense. Yeah, just because they're extremely correlated futures, so you can do ES and then gold, right? Mix and match any of the others, but if it's too close together, like then you can't. 160, 15, 160, 159. Okay. How close are those to being done? Oh yeah, those are already good. So I have 4 funded accounts with Lucid that are ready to be activated. I took a decent hit closing out March. Still positive for the month, but hopefully I can get back on my feet. Ideally, this crashes and sets me up for a buying opportunity. I would like 23900. I'd probably try Globex open too. 23889. I'm down to, let's see, 2, 4, that's 6, 6, 4 is 11, 11, 16, 17, 20. Oh, I'm back up to 20 account. So I'm not bleeding a lot, but the only thing that sucks is that the Apex accounts took a huge hit yesterday, which was very annoying. Like one of them had 6k buffer and it lost 3k. Another one of them had like 4k buffer and it lost 3k. Daily loss limit did save me there, but the accounts below like 2k buffer, like I really don't care about them much. Just because getting your drawdown back is like a giant pain in the ass. ES is weaker. Hopefully it keeps dragging NQ down. NQ is a bit stronger, so I don't love being short on NQ. I actually want to be long on NQ. Hopefully it dips down here, and then I could scalp along here. This account's done, so I'll scalp along on this account. I think this account needs... I think I just took a pay on this account. This account needs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Okay, so this account needs 4 more days for a payout. Just need to dip to 935. Yeah, these 2 rally candles are pretty big for an overnight. For overnight candles. That's usually why I usually wait for the first hour, because it can have candles just like that. How'd you do such a sniper entry, by the way? This is literally the previous day high of NQ. You see, this was the high of NQ right here. Right? You know how I'm always talking about like pay attention to the previous day highs and lows? This is why. It's usually always worth a shot. So I took it on this funded account, and then I took it on this eval account. Yeah, it's pretty important. Like I literally in my video where I talk about it, I literally do a live demonstration. I go to a random week. Like let me choose a random week. I'm just gonna scroll up on my calendar. Let's go to June 2025. June 2025, the start of it. June 2025, the first. No, it'll be the second is a Monday. Oh shoot, what number is June? Like 5? Wait, why is this not going back far enough? Oh wait, I can only do 180 days. Okay. 180 days is the last, what, 6 months? Okay, let's do October, the first week of October, which would be, okay, September 29th, that week. So 9/29. Here's 9/29. All right. I just went to a random week. 9/29. Just pay attention to previous day's highs and lows, right? So here, you see previous day high, some noise after this rally up, and then it broke through. Okay, next day. Previous day low. I went to a random week. Red line. I mean, this is a pretty good area, right? Red line. Doesn't matter if you have huge volume to break through it. You can see where it tries to fight it. Goes back above it. Dips right to the previous day low. Right to the previous day low. Bounce. Previous day high. Previous day high. And then it breaks through. This is a completely random week. Right? Previous day high. Broke through. Bounce point. Sort of a bounce point, and then kind of like Globex is also a bounce point right here. That's why I pay attention to Globex as well. Another bounce point right there. Random week. October 3rd. Previous day high. Previous day low. Now once again, does it matter when there's a huge increase in volume? Nothing really matters. Recovery. And then previous day low. Previous day high. You can see, tries right here again. Yeah, no tweets either. So for me, it's always worth at least like one shot at it, like one account, like just send one. Like for a scalp at least, or if you want to just throw some evals at it, which is literally what I did today. I just threw some evals at it. I was gonna do NQ previous day high and also ES previous day high. So we didn't really touch the ES previous day high. Right now it's consolidating and I really don't like it because even if ES just rallies here, right, NQ is gonna be up here. And I don't like that. You look at value areas or VP. I don't use volume profile. I have heard of it, but I personally don't use it. I think volume profile is pretty decent because it's something that you could backtest easily. A lot of my stuff, it's very hard to backtest. But volume is good. I do use some volume based indicators, but those are for a longer time frame. taking a shot at the 2 previous day highs, which is right here on NASDAQ and then right here on ES. This will probably be when ES reaches it, we'll be closer to about 24K, which I have some stop orders in for this account. And I might also take it for this account scalp. 4 days of 150, that's 600. So if I can just scalp less than 10 points for the next 4 days, I can take out another 2K-ish payout. I don't love shorts because, I mean, it's obvious this is the uptrend within the first hour of the Globex Open. Apex is back to having a sale, 90%, so hopefully I can get some more Apex accounts by the end of this week. I know for a fact that if they didn't have a sale for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, I know they probably sold like 5 accounts. I mean, you just gotta be, it's pretty dumb to buy an account that's like $120 and then you have to pay like the $109 activation fee. You pay 200 something bucks for a 50K account with a daily loss limit. Yeah, that's like the worst deal of all time. Do you put your stop loss at break even and trail it? No. I never use stop losses. If I'm wrong, the account is usually gone. Although my daily percent model, my daily percent lines, the model that I use to trade with that, there's a lot of opportunities to break even. And I feel like I should consider break evens on that model. Like have one account take a 60-ish point hit and then scalp 40 to 60 points above my first entry, maybe DCA once or twice with my first entry, and then once we get back to the initial entry, just cut off there, and then I'll make like I'll just be break even, but my other accounts will have taken a 40 to 60 point scalp. I actually might start doing that. It's just a smarter way to trade. But for my overnight scalps, I don't usually use stop losses, and for my evals, I don't use stop losses either. Although the stop loss should be 125 points for the overnight model. Tell me what's up. Lots of success this year. Yeah, I've been doing pretty well this year. How long have you been trading for? I've been trading props like seriously for I would say March or April of last year. I probably bought like, I was probably on and off 3 or 4 years ago, but in those like 3 or 4 years ago, I probably bought 10 accounts total. Like I was not taking it seriously because I also had I had school, so I didn't bother taking it seriously. I'd say I probably I've been trading props for about 1 to 2 years now. To be honest, it probably hasn't even been 1 full year yet. Actually, it's probably close to 1 full year. March or April of 2025. Being stuck in this tree doesn't allow scalping? Yeah, no, it doesn't. But there's really no entries right now. The entries that I want would be like, if we get 15 to 20 minutes of selling pressure, I'm hoping that's enough to take me out of this trade. I mean, 15 to 20 minutes of selling pressure, that might be enough for me to just, it'll be really close to hitting this to take profit. So I might just close it and then just try to scalp 200, 300 bucks on this eval going long. That was perfect 8 to 10 point bounces for 10 micros. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent. That was pretty much how I got this payout day right here. Trying to see if I want to decide if I want to throw another short here on another funded account. Maybe. But which funded account? Maybe another Apex account, 98. about trying on this account. Bottom 6 entry. Yeah, it's I like previous day highs and lows are pretty good spots of support and resistance. So I always end up taking at least something with it. I mean, there's been so many taps, so I don't love it, and so I'm taking it light. With like, I just added like 2 more accounts there. Trying to scalp maybe if I can get another 10-ish points, but if I can't, the next entry is, if this is more news and I'm caught shorting this news candle again, I'm gonna be so pissed. Like I actually so pissed. Let me see if something happened. If I get caught shorting another positive news, it'll be 3 out of 3 for the last 3 news events. Okay, so Trump said this was during market opened, so that's why this move was so explosive upwards here. Trump said at 6, Iran does not have to make a deal for the US to end its war. At least we're consistent. Yeah, that's true. Joe Shorter with you, we're in the same boat. So here, exactly where I drew the line. Like I drew this perfectly. I said when ES reaches here, we're gonna be like right here. Now hopefully this ES line gives us some wait, is that? No, that's not the high of ES. It's not. The high of ES, yeah, right, high of ES is here. I'm just hoping that ES doesn't go for the high. If it does, like we'll be like here. Do you check for news? It's called Financial Juice. It's this site. It has news of the day, news of tomorrow, and like the whole week. So it's a good thing to read before you start the trading day. Like, is there any big news tomorrow? Is there any earnings report? Things like that. So tomorrow's April 1st. We have ADP employment change. So we have some news tomorrow. It's a pretty news heavy week, actually. The red lightning bolts are the ones that matter like the most. Right, so you'll see like non-farm payroll, you'll see jolts, you'll see CPI, FOMC being this red lightning bolt. It affects the market the most, so I always keep an eye out on those. I think 24,000. I'll add another account, and then the next ad will be the previous day high after that. But 24,000, what account do I want to add? Maybe another Apex account. And then maybe 66,000. All right, let's rally to the moon today, I guess. Here's a previous day high of ES. Oh, I think my second eval triggered. Let me make sure it has the right take profit. It doesn't have one. You got your pants down? Yeah, it happens. I already secured another 2K payout, so it doesn't matter too much. I mean, it sucks, but it happens. I don't think this is anything news related. Maybe it's just the aftermath of that 6 p.m. news of market open when Iran said it doesn't have to make a deal for the US ends military operations in Iran. Iran does not have to make a deal for the US to end its war. That doesn't make sense. Trump says war in Iran will end in 2 to 3 weeks. Trump encourages allies to go through the strait because it's safe now. Interesting. No treaties, nothing signed. Just random stuff that he's saying. All right, so another funded account I scalped for about 10 points. Just on that pop to the previous day high. Previous day high of ES. And second funded account just took profit right now. I also threw some evals in there as well. So I have 2 evals in here. I have a couple of what other evals do I have in here? Some Tradeify evals. Now what sucks is that when it does get rejected from the previous day high of SPY, if it bounces, like it could bounce right here. Like right at the previous day high of NQ. Which is like literally where this buy order is. It just, this whole war news thing that happened just now just doesn't make sense to me. Like the US is gonna say the war is over in Iran. How does that make sense if there's no treaties or anything that's being signed? What's gonna stop Iran, you know, after the US and Trump says, all right, the war ends today? They just say, what's gonna stop Iran from not sending a missile to another one of its whatever it's targeting, right? Whatever it wants to target. What's stopping them? There's no treaty. There's nothing. No deal. He's just kind of talking out of his ass. Like, yep, all 2025 and 2026. It just sucks because the stock market can't really react to it. Like, I feel like the market is always going to react to it initially, and then I don't know. This is like BS news. I think just the stock market and Wall Street, they're just trying to be optimistic because even if there was no war news, like the stock market has just been kind of in a shit place. So maybe they're trying to be optimistic and thinking that this will be the bounce, but I really don't think it is. Like if we bounce I mean, I've been waiting to buy puts on the market for a very long time. I was looking at it, I think, right, it was either right here or right here in one of the streams that I said I was looking for, or even right here. It was one of these days, but I was looking, no, I think it was probably right here or right here. I was looking for a rally up to somewhere here, and then buying puts to bet we fall through. Maybe some good war news is enough to bring us back here, and then I'll start DCAing in puts up here. And if we break to all-time highs and keep rallying over nothing, man, I'm gonna be so confused. Like somewhere in here, positive Max 7 earnings, oh, down we go. Positive Nvidia earnings, oh, down we go. Down we go. So we'll see. Oh shit. Gotta make sure this is all. Gotta make sure it's in the center of my screen so that if anyone joins on their phone, they can see it. Market looking for any positive news? I think so too. Because what other catalyst is there in the market right now? I feel like all the job news that we're getting has been really shit, right? It hasn't been good. I just feel like cracks are showing. I'm debating if I want to take the tap on ESI again. Ideally, I want us to not touch the ESI for another, I would say, 30 minutes. I don't like it when we bounce from a resistance area and then we revisit it in like 2 seconds. That was why for this previous day high for NQ, I really didn't like it. We rejected it. Now we're back up here. Okay, another small rejection, went nowhere. All right, now we're back up here. And then we blasted through it. So I want this to just keep going down for a little bit. And then if we revisit it sometime here, then I probably try shorting it again. Somewhere here. Like at least like 30 minutes. 30 minutes with a decent move downwards. And then hopefully I can activate 2 more accounts. Let me make sure this is set up correctly. 1540, 1550. Yeah, it is. All right, second tap of ES high. Do I want to take it? Oh, I do not. If I do, it'll be like an eval. What evals are there? I have some more Tradeify evals I could throw in. Maybe on another push up. I'm already in with 2 evals for Tradeify, so. Let's see, 527. 527. Let me wait on this. It's too early. I'm not going to take it again because we bounced to nowhere. What's a vegetable? Let me make an end of quarter one post on Twitter. Tonight's not the night? No, I don't think so. I mean, to be fair, my overnight scalp tonight was supposed to be a dip into a buy and follow the trend. We just never got that dip that I was looking for. And then I got caught in these two positions, this one, and I think one more position. So I'm gonna start off April with a pretty bad start, but whatever. Let me what is that recording that I did? I can record it again. Wait, hold on. Let me record. Yeah, no, that's a screenshot. Save this downloads folder. I don't think this is coming down. This might be the one time where I'll actually cut it. Wait, hold on. Let me see. We have 1800. Maybe 6600, but that's too far away. That's 8 points. 8 points away. To 450. Five to 7. This needs 40 points. All right, see what happens. Your music is common. I think I'll stay away from trading for tonight. Blue lowest prio eval. I really wouldn't recommend shorting tonight. After that news that happened at 6, it would be low prio accounts all the way until the percent lines. So my exposure right now is like 2 funded accounts and a couple of evals. It's calming to you guys, but I'm hearing like silence. I don't have headphones on or anything. I'm just like staring at the screen. Man, I'm gonna have to buy a whole bunch of Apex accounts again. I'm gonna try to get 20. Didn't learn your lesson from last Friday when I went against news and instead taking minus 150 hit. I held in, just blew my account. Happened 2 times. What happened the 3rd time? Yeah, for sure. News trading is very coin flippy. There's some news where it plays out as expected, and there's other news where the market just reacts and doesn't make any sense at all. But so far, this war news has been pretty like simple to trade, right? You see war news and then you just go, you know, if it's positive, you just go long. And I wonder if the negative news is priced in yet. All right, I'm gonna be right back real quick. Let me know if this has just blown up my account. If I was smart, I would cut out here, but I'm pretty stupid and stuck. So let's see. Did I lose everything yet? No? Not yet. I also took some shorts right up here before I left on some Lucid funded accounts. It was for a quick 10-point scalp. But so it closed out before I left. I forgot to say that. But I'm still like, I mean, you guys know how I trade. I hold until I die. We get up to 6,600. I might also consider a short here. Only on one account though. These trades where it's just like discretionary, like here, I get in with very few accounts or evals. Just because, what is the strategy here? Well, it's just a hundreds key level. That's it. And if you guys trade long enough, you'll see that the hundreds for ES is pretty decent to pay attention to, and then the thousands for NQ is pretty important to pay attention to. 24,000, 25,000, 26,000, like 6,600, 6,700, 6,800. Usually you'll see some bigger volume there, right here. Where was it? Right here. Where did it break 2400? Right here, 2400. See the volumes start to increase. Doesn't happen all the time, but like you'll even see some reversals happen at like 25,000. It happens at 24999, like 24999.75. I was looking through my Webull app. I think I was looking at it through the other night, and I was looking at the level 2 data, and there was something really interesting that I saw where if there's very little orders where the lot and the sizes are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's a random block of orders that's like almost 10 times the other orders. Right after, like when it breaks that block, I guess you can say, you see a huge like spike up or down. I'm keeping an eye on the order book, the level 2 data, in case I ever see one of those ever again. You'll see them a lot during the hundreds and the thousands, but the one that I saw, I think it was last night, I think it happened right here. It happened right here. There was something in here, some price level, where the amount of orders was like 10 to 15 times all the other orders below here and above here. And the second it broke through, it just shot up. It was either this candle or this candle. I think it might have been this candle. It's really interesting to see. It's something that I'll pay attention to if I ever see it again. I have my Webull app open on the side. Just keep an eye on it. But to be fair, I've only seen that happen like once. It might happen a lot more often, but I usually never pay attention to level 2 data. Like I have nothing on my computer that tracks level 2 data, so. What my evals doing? My evals are almost ready for its my evals take profit is 23997, and I think maybe another 20 to 30 points below that for the next wave of profit taking. This slow move down is not great. Like, yeah, it's decent. If anything, according to my overnight, I should be longing like right now, actually. Like literally right now. 15 to 20 minutes of selling pressure. I should be longing after the end of this candle, like right here, to scalp. So I'm stuck in this dumb trade. I'm gonna get the scribbles off the screen. Don't give me hope. Don't give me hope, red candle. No, just get down to 5,850, 50-ish. Just a little, another 50-point drop. Now we're stuck here at 24,000. I'm worried about it bouncing. Like right now. Oh, okay, there it is. Let's see if my evals hit the profit. One of them did. So I passed another Tradeify eval. So after tonight, I'll have 3 extra Tradeify evals. I have 4 accounts right now, so tomorrow I'll have 5 evals with a backlog of 2, which is very nice. I'm trying to build up all my firms so that way I can have backlog. All I need is like a decent week or 2 or 3 or 4. So basically I just need to get lucky for a month straight. I want to build up all my firms to max allocations and then have a backlog of at least like another max allocations worth of accounts. That's easier to say than to do. I don't believe in this dip. The volume is kind of nowhere. You can see it being bought up right now. Having a hard time to break through the 24,000 level. Like what I want to see is like this candle is nice and whatnot, but I want to see this candle with huge volume spike right here. Ideally bigger than bigger than whatever volume we had previously. There's still 1 minute, so let's see. But it's like decent, but I want to see a ramping volume like this with red candles. Although if I was scalping overnight, this was the long entry right here, about 10 to 20 points. And the fact that it's close to 24,000, I probably would have went even lower and just entered down here actually for 10 points. But I'm stuck in this dumb position. Was entry 24,000. I owe 0875. I'm hoping this is a day where my overnight model fails and this dumps 125 points from my first entry and hits the metaphorical stop loss. What sucks is that the overnight model usually has a really high win rate, so I think that's already 10 points right there. We hit 24012.75. So that was 12 points already. So 10 micros, 10 points. 5 micros is usually 20 points, but I haven't done 5 micro in a very long time. Well, I say very long time, but it's been like I haven't done it for like a week or 2. After you see the ups and downs of minis, man, it's pretty hard to get back down to 5 micros. What's up, Mikey? Morning. What time is it over there for you? It's like 9 p.m. at night over here. Honestly, pretty late. Yeah, no worries. 147. Ah, gotcha. Near 2 a.m. Oh, okay. So you're even later than me. Dang, you stay up late. I can't stay up too late 'cause I got work. I usually work pretty early, like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Had to pull up to support you. Well, I appreciate that, man. 2:48. Dang, dude, Luke, you don't sleep at all, do you? This is why I didn't trust that dip right here. We couldn't break below 24,000. We couldn't keep going. The volume was pretty pathetic too. I was looking for something like this. This guy or this guy. Ideally more. Dude, I hate this paintbrush tool from Top Step. The selling pressure just died off. The volume's gone now. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it just keeps slowly bleeding me out here. Going up and up. Okay, yeah. Is coaching your full-time gig, Luke, or do you do something else? I don't know how lucrative the contracts there are. I mean, I feel like for a professional team, I'm not sure. Sounds like it'll be a lot. Is it like your full-time gig? Depends. It varies greatly, but yeah, it's a full-time gig. Oh, gotcha. Plus individual coaching to side. Ah, I see. What are the hours like? I'm assuming it's not like a regular, like 9 to 5. Because you have games that depends on the time, and then you also have, I'm sure, like scrims or whatever and things like that. I'm curious what your schedule is like. Gotcha. Is there a lot of travel involved or no? Or does that depend on like performance and Depends on competition. If we're out of competition, sometimes we have 2 to 5 through 6 weeks of time off. Two to 3 times a year. Oh, gotcha. If you win, there is. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Last year we didn't do any traveling. That sounds fun though, just to travel for work. I've only ever traveled like in the same state, so I've only ever like driven 2 hours to get to the quarterly all hands on deck meeting. That was actually where I was like 2 to 3 weeks ago, so I couldn't stream for that week. I think it was 2 weeks ago, actually. No, it was last week. Yeah, it was last week. I don't like this position I'm in, but I don't hate it, which is the weird thing. And also, this is why I always take my model, right? 15 to 20 minutes of selling. You could have entered here, but the fact that 24K is so close, you may as well just have entered at 24K. And now we're up by 30 points. Although I wouldn't have scalped for 30 points. I would have scalped maximum 20 points right here. But I'm in this stupid position right here. Yeah, I was about to say no way it was that way back. Yeah, there was a last in Brazil too. Oh shoot! But only one team from EU went. Oh, I see. How's the Brazilian scene? I heard there was some drama there. Like how are the teams there? Have you ever scrimmed against any Brazilian teams? You never really think of Brazil or South America for strong esports rosters. I guess not for League anyway. They're decent. Don't we follow NA scene or watch them play mostly China and Korea? Gotcha. They were merging of the two regions and then dismerging them now again. Oh, okay. Too much stuff to follow? Yeah, that sounds like a lot. I gotta get back to DCA in my entries. Looking at 10 at one spot here is not the best. At least like 5-5, 3-3-3, or 2-2-2-2-2. Especially since I don't have 30 plus accounts anymore. I'm gonna try to get it. Depending on how lucky I get with this Apex sale, I can try to boost myself up to 30 accounts again. 30 to 40. You trade Bitcoin? No. I trade NQ. But I only trade NASDAQ, that's it. I haven't really been thinking about how to improve in trading for a while. I gotta start thinking about how to do it. Gotta start adding some new rules and stuff to my playbook. I'm thinking of something like maybe trade 5 accounts per day, and if I blow up the 5 accounts, I'm done for the day. Because if you blow up 5 accounts out of 20, that's 10k. 10k out of 20, 20 is 40k. So that's about 20%, 25%. So the risk would be 25% of available capital per day. But what sucks is that a lot of these firms, they have like, you need to be active. What if you come into overnight with 0 accounts, can't stream? It'll be very rare for me to blow up all my accounts. This entire year, I've never had a single day where I had 0 evaluation accounts. I guess that's decent risk management. Could be better. But it's very rare, especially because I'm always trading evals on the side. So like my evals would take like B C setups. You trade support and resistance and use MACD too. I haven't used MACD. I do trade support and resistance. I mean, at the end of the day, everything is support and resistance, right? You can boil everything down to a support and resistance line. Yeah, like what, like, why do you want to short here? Oh, because I think it's going to go down, right? Because you think there's going to be resistance there. Why do you want to buy here? Oh, because you think it'll go up, because you think there's going to be support there, right? But I'm assuming you mean support and resistance, like you grab a chart, right? And then you just draw it at areas of interest, right? Like local pivot points, like this. Something like this. Tennis ball bounces. Yeah, it's definitely. I think the simpler you keep a strategy, like, the better it is. A lot of my strategies are very simple. Like, I buy here and I short here. That's it. Tennis ball bounces and then you wait for a breakout. Oh, you're a stock trader. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm a 100% prop firm futures trader. I used to trade stocks. I don't know, have you heard of the subreddit Real Day Trading? I used to trade stocks, but it just became too much of a pain in the ass. Like, you have your watch list, right? You have your screeners. There's like 200 individual stocks in your watch list, right? It just becomes like a giant headache. I had decent results. I think my win rate was like 60-ish, 70%, with like a profit factor of 1.7. It was only for like, I think 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, you gotta wake up at 6 a.m. You need to look through all the like pre-market movers. It just wasn't for me. Like this future stuff, I can just wake up and I can just look at it. If I want to look at the Mag 7, I can look at those too, right? I don't need to go sector by sector. I don't need to, you know, scroll through a watch list of 500 stocks. I think I literally had at one point a watch list of all 500 stocks in the S&P, and I would go through each and every single one before the market opens. It was like a giant pain in the ass. This was the volume that I wanted for the other candle. Something like this. Now what I want to see in the next candle is a lower low with an increased volume, something higher than this. Then I'll feel a lot better about my short position, but this one-off still doesn't make me feel better. I've been in this trade for like 2 hours. Can you please just give me a break? I was caught shorting in both news events. Come on. Just go down for like a little bit. Nice overnight scalp. Dude, Luke, some of my scalps, and I call them scalps, but I literally hold it for 9 hours plus. I guess I have a very loose definition of what a scalp is. So this is what I wanted to see. But now I need this to break below 24,000 and continue increasing in volume. So keep an eye out on this red line. You should check the 5 minute. This is the 5 minute chart right here. This is 5 minutes. And this is 5 minutes for ES. If we break below, hold on. If we get to 53 or 50, I think I secure another 1,500 payout from Apex. I lost 3K in that one Apex account in like 2 seconds the other night. Or I guess it was last night. That was extremely annoying. But I mean, you see me take those hits, right? I lose like 10K in like under 5 minutes. And I'm never like mad. I'm just kind of annoyed. I'm like, seriously. So this is a nice volume pop right here. This is where I'll like, this is when I start, okay, this position is decent now, right? ES made a higher high. NQ couldn't make a higher high. So now if I was short, I would want to be in NQ. You because NQ is showing weakness, right? A little bit below this local nearby low, right? And look at NQ. It's obvious which one's weaker. So now if SPY were to just dip here, right, I'll be out of my position. I still have trouble making proper take profits and stop losses. That's like the $1 million question. Yeah. You could spend years trying to figure out your profits and stop losses. But the way you figure it out, and the reason why, so this support and resistance and breakout strategy with the MACD, right? You need to go throughout the days and back test it. Like my overnight scalping is 10 to 20 points with stop loss of 125 points. So extreme negative RR, right? But how do I know when to stop out? Why is my stop loss 125 points? It's because I literally back tested it, right? And on multiple occasions, the reversal point between taking a loss and taking a win was 120-ish points, 100 to 120-ish points. So my stop loss, 5 to 10 points above it. Now, usually when my accounts take a hit of 125 points, I'm just like, all right, whatever, screw this account. A lot of times it's not worth it to trade an account with less than 1K of drawdown. What are tips? You need to back test to figure out what are your stop losses and what your profits should be. Because I have no idea what your strategy is. So I have no idea what area is, like, let's say, right, you go back and you test it with 6 months of data, right? And you see that 75% of the time, if you take a 1-to-1 RR of 40 to 40 points on NQ, right, you end up winning 60 to 70% of the time. Now, once you, let's do 50, right? 50% of the time, 40 points up, 40 points down from your entry. Now, if you back test more with a different stop loss and take profit, let's say your stop loss is 50 points and your take profit is 50 points. Okay, well, now what if 60 to 70%? Now you have a 60 to 70% win rate with 50 stop loss and 50 take profit. That's how you know. There's no arbitrary, like, right? Or maybe you target some swing high or swing low or whatever. I wouldn't go around the internet listening to other people like say this is the trading strategy and just do it. It doesn't make any sense, right? If you've checked out my recent video of one of my recent videos, a lot of people watched, it's like, oh, this one strategy made me 100K or whatever, right? One of my Discord members, he's a programmer, he programmed and back tested it, and it turned out to be like a 50% win rate. But if no one did it, no one would know, right? In the video myself, I literally told people to go and back test it. I just said that I could be lying to you and you'll never know. And assume everyone is lying to you. One thing that I did was check what everybody's saying and just see how it would fit in your strategy. Yeah. You can take inspiration from, like, it's 100% fine to take inspiration from different models and different strategies, but you really have to make it your own. All of my strategies are my own. I may have taken inspiration from other people, but all of my overnight model and my percent lines, those are my own strategies. I trust them so much that I'll show them on stream. I trust them so much that if I blow up, I don't care. I trust them so much that I'll show my P&L every single day on Discord. That's where you want to get. You want to get to the point where you trust your strategy so much that you don't care if you take weeks of losses, week of 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, a week of, you know, bad P&L. Why? Well, because you've seen it work so much for such a long period of time. You could care less about what people say. Someone on the Discord could literally call, like reach out or say like, dude, Jack, your strategy is shit. And I'll say, okay, cool. I'm gonna keep doing it. That's the level of confidence that people should reach for their strategy, or strive to reach. Now, is there ways to make my models better? Yeah, of course. That's why for my premium, I give you guys all the historic data for this entire year. You guys, like my overnight model, I figured out just from staring at the charts. You guys might look at the percent lines and figure out something that I don't know, right? I had one of my viewers call out Friday it was going to be a 5 to 2% day, and he was right. What did he see? You know, he obviously went back, probably looked at the historical data that I provided, and he figured something out. So he's taking somebody's model or something and putting his own spin to it. And if he acted on it, he would have made a shit ton of money, hundreds and hundreds of points. TJR isn't, it's a shame that he's like one of the most like common names in trading. A lot of people that watch him, they're pretty gullible. Like you flash some cars at people, you flash some big days, like, oh, I made 50k today, oh, I lost 100k today, stuff like that, and people just blindly follow. And the way that I think about it is that, like, you know, you guys might have heard the saying, like, one person is smart, right? But people in general are stupid. You know, like a big group of people, they're usually stupid. But you pick out person by person by person, you know, individuals, they're probably going to be a lot smarter than that whole group. You're too polite. I mean, I'm just doing my own thing. I've never, like, I'm not here to cause drama, even though maybe I should. Maybe that'll be my new marketing gimmick, where I start calling people out. I called a couple people out on Twitter. But it's just because I mean, like, I guess you can call me polite, but like, I don't really have strong emotions for stuff like that. I do feel bad for people that get scammed, right? And if someone does like call me out, I'll probably tell them to kick rocks. I'm not gonna get pissed at it, because most of the time, if anyone calls me out, there's great odds that they aren't as good as a trader as I am, and I'm not even that good of a trader, right? So for anyone that's not near me, I usually don't take them seriously, and I also don't take advice from them. That's why I've never watched any of TJR's stuff, never learned anything from him, never learned anything from ICT, right? I'm like a very, not paranoid kind of guy, but I'm kind of like stubborn, and I'm just like, oh yeah, prove it to me, right? Like, why should I learn from you? Prove it to me. Where a lot of people aren't like that. Nowadays, people are starting to become like that more, like, prove it to me, right? People are starting to catch on because they've been scammed so many times, but I've always been like that. Even to like my teachers when I was in high school and college, I'm like, oh yeah, prove it to me. And sometimes high school teachers can't really prove too much, right? Maybe I was just an asshole kid, but professors usually have stuff to back up. Like, professors are fucking smart. So what do? I listen to them, right? But I've always been like I'll never believe you unless you prove that you're trustworthy. 99% of people aren't trustworthy out there, especially on the internet. And it's a shame because, and you know, the root of it all is like, you know, why? Well, the root of it all is because of money, right? Why do people scam? Why do people sell courses? Right? Because of money. If I guarantee you, if you give all those scammers, all those people on Twitter, $10 million, they would stop. I'm sure they're like nice people on the inside. Maybe, you know, their friends and family have a different opinion of them, right? Because they're not trying to get, you know, scam them and whatnot. But once you bring money into the picture, someone's life, you know, people have mouths to feed. So you know, once you start looking into it, you'll realize that the root of it all is literally just money. That's literally it. Life hack is borrowing someone close small amount of money. What do you mean by that, Luke? Let's not break above 24,000 with volume, please. You can see how they are in terms of returning you the money. If they're returning it, you have to chase them, etc. Oh, right. Yeah. Right, it shows their character. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind like letting people borrow some money, or like if my friends like just paying for whatever, paying for their drinks, to go out to a bar, we play some pool, I'll pay for, you know, I'll pay for it. Or if we have to park somewhere in downtown, we need to park in the garage, you know, I don't mind paying for it. It's good to be untainted by money. Like don't let it control you. But it's just a shame that we all need a shit ton of it to live how we want. Of course, we don't have to. Oh no, I'm not always like they'll buy me drinks, you know. They're all pretty good with their money, and I don't even ask for it, and they'll just assume that we're splitting it, and they just Venmo me or Zelle me money, right? But I mean, you'll catch some people that aren't, you know, super honest or like, you know, like that. I'm honestly, I mean, after this move down, like if this isn't the move to just tab me out here, I'm gonna hold this until I die. Like actually, I'm gonna hold this until this account dies now, especially after this. I'm going to hold this until this account blows up. I was thinking about closing it here, but after seeing like these candles, I'm literally just gonna hold. I'm gonna close up shop though, Luke, because it's like 3 a.m. at your place, right? My key is 3 a.m. at your place too, or like 2 a.m. It's almost 10 here. I got work tomorrow. You guys know the positions I'll be in. I will hold this account until it dies. If it dies, then, you know, if it reaches, when does this die? Minus what, 3,300? So you guys know my take profit and stop loss. This is the RR of my current trade. Right here. What is this? 1 to 100 RR? If I lose a 1 to 100 RR trade, then so be it. Right? You don't mind me chilling here? I think I'll let it play out for a little bit more. And just if it taps me out, then I'll call it quits. Usually, if I'm doing nothing on stream and I'm not in a trade, I'm more likely to just close up shop. But like when I have a trade to show you guys, I usually end up staying for until that trade is done. Unless the trade takes like 9 hours. I'll send you guys the percent lines after stream, after stream's over. I mean, we're nowhere near it, so it's like there's really, it doesn't really matter right now. Like we are nowhere near it. Oh, this is why it bounced right here. Guess where this is? This is the previous day high. That's why we bounced like this. And this right here is the previous day high for ES as well. See, that's why it's always worth considering it. If this was worth it, this was worth it, this was worth it. Same thing here. This was like what, 30 points? Yeah, about 30 points. I was wondering why we're just stuck here after this huge, you know, volume spike. Now I know why. If it was I wish we could build stronger balance sheet over losing trade, but I already blew my account on this short. That's the good thing about having a big buffer or a decent sized buffer, is that you can really hold on for a very, very long time. I already blew, yeah, I blew this eval, and this eval was like, I think the take profit was literally like right here. That kind of sucked. I'm still in with, I think, this one. How close did we get with this one? Not that close. Yeah, I gotta start building up some more accounts too. My Fund Futures actually reduced the amount of accounts you could have from active at one time from 5 to 3. So that kind of sucks. Because I have a lot of their accounts in storage. I think I have like 5 more or 4 more. Alrighty, back up we go, I guess. I'm talking to my cousin over the phone. He just got moved live on his Lucid account. But apparently it's not that bad, because for Lucid, if you get sent to live, you get 5 accounts instead of just 1. So it's pretty decent. I don't think I'm anywhere near close. Is it performance, or I'm trying to figure out how he got moved to live. If it was performance based, or did he take 6 payouts. Or I mean 5 payouts. How do you mean 5 instead of 1? So usually for live accounts, they give you so like for Top Step, right? They would get rid of all your funded accounts even if you had 5, and they'll give you 1 live account, right? But Lucid, instead of giving you 1 live account, they'll give you 5 live accounts, which is pretty nice, especially for me because I like to trade with a lot of accounts, right? So I like to have that, you know, ability to, like, I guess DCA with multiple accounts, take payouts in some, take hits in take drawdown in a couple, take hits in a couple, stuff like that. So pretty decent. And Lucid doesn't ban you if you blow up your live account. I think you go on a cooldown. The cooldown is at about 2 weeks, I think. It's 2 weeks. Okay, I guess he just did really well. He couldn't even get 5 payouts. They just moved them to live. Does it really make a difference considering you can DC with micros on the same account and TP stop loss? It doesn't, but my psychology just, like, for example, my psychology, it's very hard for me to take on one account, like, partials, right? Like, enter one here, enter one here, enter one here short, take profit here, and take profit here. Because what I want to do mentally in my head is I want to take profit on all accounts here, right? But no, you're right, that's exactly how you're supposed to do it if you're limited in accounts. I just have a blocker in my brain that it doesn't feel like, probably statistically that's the best way to do it, is to take those partials, but like my brain just can't. It just doesn't feel good. Actually, someone reached out to me, someone in the premium, the most recent guy that joined reached out to me. He talks to me on Reddit a lot, about, he only has 1 funded account right now. He was like, how should I use your strategy or your models? And I was like, dude, the only way you can do it is you have to, like, do 1 micro entries and then take partials. So 1 micro to him is like one account for me. So that's how he has to play it. I went to my live account one day and then full port into 10K. Live accounts, you could try to full port it, but they limit your contract size and they gave you a daily loss limit. At least for Top Step they do. So like your 10K full port would be like, your loss limit is 2K probably, depending on whatever your whatever account type they give you, but it's probably somewhere around like 2K ish, which means to make 10K you need to make a 1-5 trade, 1 to 5 risk to reward trade, which is not very easy. That's a very difficult trade to get, right? But I think you can do daily payouts, and I think the tax situation is better. I don't know how the tax situation is for EU, but for the US, if you trade futures, you get taxed. I think 60% is taxed as short term and 40% is taxed as long term. So trading futures gives you better tax benefits than actually just trading stocks, unless you hold your stocks for 1 year, to get that long term holding tax break. But I'm not sure how it is for different countries. That's how it's like here. That's why it's hard, like, giving advice or comparing, because I have viewers from, like, you know, you're in another country. You have people in like Canada. I had people from Africa at one point, Kenya. I think one guy was from Thailand, Singapore, just all over. So I get you. I don't even know how taxes work, but I'll tell you that my country is less capable than your legendary legendary raid boss IRS. Yep, IRS is the final boss. Yeah, but definitely now that Luke, now that you're net profitable in prop firms, I would look into it. For the US, once you make net 600 bucks, that's when you got to report it. That's when you got to report it to the IRS. Dude, the IRS is so funny because they have a section where they say you need to report money you gain from illegal, like not legally. So if you sold drugs, if you did anything illegal, killed somebody for their mattress money, right? Robbed somebody. Apparently you have to pay the IRS. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you, man. There's a whole section in that. Let me look that up. IRS pay taxes on illegal crimes. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Here it is. Yes, income from legal activities is considered taxable by the IRS and must be reported. Are you kidding me? I don't know if you're chased for your crimes. That would be hilarious. Imagine you put in like, oh yeah, I sold drugs, I bribed people, I did embezzlement, I stole stuff. Let me include it in my freaking tax income. Let me include it in my tax return. I would assume tax on that money is big, like a legal way of laundering money. There's a whole bunch of like money laundering, I don't know the exact ways to launder money, but there's like a whole bunch of ways to do it. But everywhere online is where they start cracking down, like anti-money laundering. It's like one of the big forms of money laundering is gambling, right? A lot of casinos used to only take, or you could pay in cash, right? Gamble. They don't care where the cash came from, right? Gamble that cash, and then if you happen to win, you just take out the money, and now the money is clean, right? Because the casino gave it to you, right? The money came from somewhere. The casino doesn't care where you got your cash from. So then you could just report that, and now the money's clean. Some other, so like online gambling, prop trading. I'm sure people have done it. One of the firms, Lucid's owner AJ, he denied someone payouts, right? His company denied someone's payout because the payout provider that Lucid uses like flagged that user as like, yo, this guy money launders, right? Let me look up Lucid money laundering. Here it is. So someone was talking shit about Lucid, right? Lucid is someone post. I saw this on the Reddit actually, and I was actually very confused because I was like, Lucid has been great to me. I have like zero complaints about Lucid, and this person is like yada yada yada, right? Lucid is a scam, and then this is the CEO of Lucid. He was like, dude, it's all automatic, right? The payout partners flagged him in an anti-money laundering screening and sent the funds back to Lucid, right? You can't pay people flagged for anti-money laundering because if he does, AJ, the CEO, would be in trouble for helping someone money launder. He'd probably go to jail, right? So money laundering is like a big thing. Anything that you can gamble into is most likely money laundering. Some people do businesses, some people do stuff like that, right? Why are there so many car washes? Why are there so many places in business where there's no customer? Probably money laundering or like mafia stuff. Common Lucid W. W's in the chat for Lucid. Shout out AJ. He's funny. AJ's funny. That's what I'm looking into getting into, dude. Don't send money laundered. Don't pay for the premium with laundered money. Or maybe do. Dude, I don't care. Unless I go to jail, like what is the EU police going to come and fuck me up? I hope not. That's not their jurisdiction. Car wash got the inspiration from Breaking Bad. Dude, I actually never watched Breaking Bad. Like I watched the first episode and that was it. It just kind of got slow. I've been trying to find new things to watch. My friends recommended me this one show. It was very, very good. The show Silo. This show is amazing. And it's weird because it's like it's like I never thought that I would like a show like this, but it's very, very good. There was another one that my friends told me to, no, my coworkers told me to watch. It was what show is that? Split brain TV show. Severance. That's what it was. This show was fire. And I never thought I would like these shows because they're like more like drama based, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I watch a lot of anime, I watch some movies. My favorite TV series is like I guess like crime stuff and maybe like action shooters. A lot of like drama, like I guess not a lot of drama. Hold up, I've been in a short like for the longest time. I'm in a new account. Let me close out of that. Let me close out of both of them. I DCA'd both of them very aggressively. This is the exact trades that both of them took. So like what, new funded accounts? I always treat my new accounts like this. So I just ended up taking these shorts, building it up here, and I just took it out. So 2K on 2 accounts, which is nice. I'll probably end up trading more on them. And now my quote unquote runners is my evals, it's my Apex account, and it's this account. Can I finally stop streaming? Can I eat? Can I just stop? Can you just tap in here, please? Come on, let's go right here. I usually give Breaking Bad a try once again. It's quite a good show. Have you watched dude, what is that one called? Better Call Saul? I watched clips of it with my friends. And it's pretty good. Okay, hold up. Let me make sure that I'm allowed to make 2K on Apex. Wait, market. Don't flush down right now. Yeah, I watched some of that, and it was actually very, very good. That guy's a great actor. I forget what his name is, but the Saul guy. Don't flush. Let me see if I'm allowed to make 2K. I have to wait 120 seconds for my next login attempt. Are you kidding me? Saul Goodman? Yeah, whoever plays him is pretty good. I also like that one villain. It's like a soft voice. 45364. Let me look at Breaking Bad cast. He was also in The Boys. I don't know if you've watched The Boys. I like that show. A lot of like action and stuff. I like shows like that. A lot of action. Oh, this guy, Gus Fringe. He's a good actor too. I think a lot of these people are great actors. We got season 3 in The Boys. I forget. I think I'm finished all the seasons. Hold up. Okay. Let me check. Let me check if I'm allowed to. Okay. 0989898. He's also the Mandalorian. Oh, how did you feel about the Mandalorian? Some of my friends didn't love it. Oh wait, I only lost 2K yesterday, so I can make 2K today. No, can I make 2K? 2K. I should be above 50% consistency. No, will I be? Does it count my negative? Maybe 1.5K is where I should cut it. All right, I just took profit on my Apex account, so that should be good for another payout by the end of today. So I'll have 2 payouts coming, which is nice. This is now my final runner. Let's see if this account, like I want this next XFA, and I need to buy new evals after. Give it a 7 out of 10, but after the 7-9 parts, it was a refreshing relief. Some of my friends and some of my old coworkers were pretty big Star Wars guys. I think they like The Mandalorian a lot better than some of the older some of the, like, not older stuff, like some of the new like stuff that Disney made. I don't know, they were pretty pissed about it. They were like no, this is not it. For a good reason, it's shit. I feel like that's what a lot of big corporations do. They buy the IP of some stuff, and they just turn it to shit. Like I feel like Disney hasn't made a banger in a very long time. Right now is like the generation of like reruns. It's like, oh shit, what worked in the past? Okay, this worked in the past. Okay, let's just redo it and get a script from like ChatGPT or something, and let's just roll with it. These guys won't know the difference. And then the hardcore fans are like, wait, this is trash. And then they get exposed for it. I'm still liking this short. Spy is holding on to this level pretty hard, but just a tiny dip. Maybe these red candles will give it that push. That's why I liked holding on after this. Like if this was just taken over, like okay, I'm wrong, like I'm dead wrong, right? But if this holds, I still believe in it, right? It was still a decent hold. I got out of almost all my positions. I'm still in with some evals, like this one, but this is my last funded account that I'm in. It's so sad, especially for Star Wars, since you have so much lore. One game made cutscenes for a new expansion. Oh, a game made better cutscenes than the 7 to 9 movies. The 7 to the 9th movies. Yeah. I heard some of the games were good. I think a lot of people, I haven't played it, but people liked that when it first came out, that Battlefront game kind of, where like you start off as a soldier, and then like I think after you do something, you can turn into one of the characters. I think there was like a phase during that game's lifespan where people absolutely hated it, and then there was a phase where a lot of people liked it. I think it's called like Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront. I only ever played it in like on Steam when it's like the free weekend. I only played it like a couple times. I think maybe my friends have it. I can't remember. Battlefront 2, I have like 200 hours in a decent-ish game. Nice. If I DCA'd like one micro here, I would already be done. Now watch the fact that I didn't DCA in my initial entries, and the fact that I didn't even take one micro DCA here. Now this goes all the way up, blows the account up. Blows me away. I really liked the back when I was a kid, I loved the Lego Star Wars games. Those games were fun. You would go to GameStop, or I would go to GameStop. This was back in the day when GameStop had those they had the console set up. Like just for whoever wants to like shop around, and they would have like a demo version, or maybe it was a full version of a game. And you could just go around and just play it with like your friends. They'll have like controllers out for you. I remember I played a lot of I forgot what was it. There was a lot of like the Lego games on it. Maybe like Rayman was also on it. And I think Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was on it. That game looked so cool. I used to watch all the tournaments of that game. Like every single Evo, I watched every single tournament. And then whoever was like the low tier, like people that didn't play like the OP characters, I'm like always rooting for them. I'm like, please, you have to defeat this evil. Like you gotta fuck them up. Same with the game cinematics. It's the multiple expansions upon in one video. Oh yeah, I'll check it out. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, so I don't know the lore behind it. I know the lore is huge. It's like one of the movies and the trilogies, not trilogies, but one of the movie series of like an entire generation, right? So the Old Republic, I think my girlfriend's dad has this game. Wait, hold up. Oh, this was my emoji screen. Damn, this screen is bright. By the way, I noticed one thing. Worst thing about getting back to one eval is you have to size down to 1 micro and progress is so slow. Yes. There's this thing called eval jail, and it's the reason why I never blow up all of my accounts in one day. Because when you're not trading and all you have is like evals to trade, it feels absolutely horrible. You have this fear of blowing my only eval account, so I'm hesitant to take trades on it while my evals. Oh, you mean funded? Yes, you mean funded accounts. Yeah. Right. I'm assuming you're talking about your fear of blowing your only funded account, so you're hesitant to take trades on it while all my evals take free trades and they go through. Yes. And that's like what I said before, Luke, about you will take your best trades on accounts you don't care about, right? No, I completely understand. And you know, even for me, when I'm down, if I reach down to like 10 to like 9 funded accounts, I take it very, very slow, right? And that's another benefit to having so many prop accounts, so many funded accounts, is that you feel a lot less fear, right? Not only does it play perfectly with my strategy, but you feel a lot less fear, because if you blow up 1 account, 2 accounts, even 3 accounts, and you have like 20 accounts, it's not the end of the world, especially if you manage your accounts correctly. I'm still working on managing my accounts. Like, I should be managing my accounts to where they only blow up on a 2% day, right? But I had some blow ups like here, or like here, maybe here, when my account should have blown up here. And then in the process of blowing up accounts, so let's say, like for example, what's Globex open yesterday? Globex open yesterday was 23116. 23116. 23116. Okay. So 23116. This is how it should have went. 23116, one or 2 accounts or 3 accounts, right? And then how I should have played it is that I should be positioning this account maybe to blow up at the first percent line. First percent line was 2, 3, 400-ish, 400-ish, somewhere here. So the actual play is you need to size accordingly so that these accounts here, if you're taking 1 or 2, or maybe you scatter them here, they should be blowing up somewhere up here. And then on this way up, if you have a lot of accounts, look at all the opportunities you have. Yes, these 2 accounts are taking a lot of a hit, right? But let's just, for the sake of argument, let's take every top green candle, top of a green candle with another account. Top of a green candle, right? Let's go with this top, right? So this is, so first entry here, second entry here for shorts, third entry here, fourth entry here, or you can do every 2 candles, right? But let's just go like this: 3, 4, right? And these accounts are fresh accounts, so these accounts should be positioned to blow up closer to the 5%, 2% line up here. And look at the opportunities to scalp. Okay, down here. Okay, this account is scalped. 3, right? Down here, account is scalped. 2, account is scalped. Okay, now these 3 accounts or a wave of accounts just scalped for profit, even though these ones are still hurting very, very bad. And then after this, then you play the percent lines, right? And then your next entry is the percent lines, which was like what? I think it was like here. The first entry, first wave, right? Second wave here, maybe another wave here. Scalp, scalp, scalp. These accounts are still hurting. Doesn't matter if these accounts blow up now. These accounts are blown up, and you have 7 or 8 accounts that scalped profit for, if you did like 377, 40 points each. 40, 40, 40, 120, 120, 160, 200, 240. 240 points. So plus 240 points. And then these accounts are dead. That's fine, right? That's like one of the biggest advantages of having so many accounts. Man, this just not want to quit. I've been scalping gold now so far. In total, I have around 1.5k across 34 evals and a bit on my funded. But it's put up was in Discord. I would never take on a single funded in a day closer to payout. Oh, let's see what you put. Okay, I'm assuming that's the gold scalp. And like you'll see why, you know, as you progress, maybe you'll start leaning towards a higher RR, but like, I mean, everything that I do is negative RR, right? And you'll see why it's so important to be, or how powerful negative RR is. Because negative RR, high win rate, right? One funded account, 2k payout pays for 20 evals, right? So when you have a high win rate, it's easier to go on those streaks and reach this 2k payout. And this pays for 20 evals. And if you've seen my payouts, I get like 1 2k payout every like couple of days. So every couple of days I'm paying for X amount of evals. And then if I get a good streak on evals, right, and then all of it is just net profits that I can reinvest for the next wave of you know, unlucky trades and whatnot. In a day closer to payout. Nice. I think you're in a pretty good spot, Luke. You're net positive. You have a full-time job, so you're not like rushing. You know, you've blown accounts, but I mean, when you blew up your accounts, it didn't seem like you were affected that much mentally. Or at least it didn't seem like you were showing strong like emotion, right? Like lashing out at me saying, dude, what the fuck was that? Your percent line suck, yada yada yada, things like that. I mean, you could have, right? It just seemed like you were like, oh, that sucks, I blew that funded, right? Oh, that sucks, I blew a low priority evaluation account. I think your mindset is very good for trading. Now, doesn't mean that in the future worse things may happen, because worse things can happen, right? You're pretty new in your journey, so you haven't hit those rock bottoms yet. But if you budget correctly, you will never hit those rock bottoms, which is, you know, it's a good thing. Your rock bottom could be a lot less intense than someone else's, right? Zero emotions, just angry at myself for playing one eval on the same thing I did on Friday. I mean, that's good, right? And you said that, like okay, so this is like your first rock bottom, right? You did the same thing that you did on Friday, right? and it's good to feel emotion on a mistake that you know you shouldn't be doing, right? So this is like your first rock bottom, and now you'll grow from it. Like there's still stuff that I do sometimes. I'm just like, dang, why did I do that? And most of it is from mismanaging accounts. You've incorporated DCA so early on into your life that like it's kind of like you're like very good at it. I incorporated DCA kind of late in my trading life. Like I incorporated it maybe like 5 months ago, 6 months ago. So sometimes I'll still do what I tell you guys not to do, right? I still enter all in one spot, and I'm like, yep, this is the exact position. This is the best short entry ever, right? Versus DCing into it. So it's good to build up those habits early on. If this is the rock bottom I'm good in life, yeah. Just try not like just budget correctly. Like you're at a very good start. Some people don't come out of the gate positive, right? So just budget correctly. Right now it's a time of experimentation and learning, right? Like what did you learn? Okay, so this was your first market that you've played in the war, right? Okay, what did you learn about how a market reacts when Trump's in office and there's a war going on in Iran where they're closing and threatening oil, right? So that's your first instance. You may not have been around for tariff news, but I've been around for tariff news. That means the next time that any tariff shenanigans goes on, I know how to play the market, right? Next time when Mag 7 earnings report doesn't budge the market at all and we go down, now I'll know how to play the market, right? Your TP for this trade that you have on stream was insane. Entered at 970, TP was 933. 933. Oh yeah, I think we missed it by like I would say like 5 points. Yeah, I learned a lot about the liquidation of gold, correlation of USD, oil stocks, how to follow news, not to go against the trend, news especially if they're manipulating the market. Yes. There will also be a time in your career where the news seems so good and you're like, the market does the exact opposite of what you do, of what you think will happen, right? But you haven't hit there yet. You haven't hit that kind of market yet. And then once you do, then you're like, okay, let me rethink this, right? How come it was different this time? Sometimes there will be literally zero explanation, but other times you can sort of figure out if you get a bigger understanding of the macroeconomics, then you'll be one step ahead of a lot of traders, a lot of people. I'm still not there yet, right? I didn't even know like what was the point. Why is oil prices fluctuating, and why is it inversely correlated to the stock market, right, of NQ and ES? That's because there's a war going on right now. So during wartime, I guess I'll have to wait for my next war, and I'll have to see if it does inversely correlate, right? A couple streams ago, I think something happened, and I think NASDAQ shot up a bunch on some news, and I was like, I bet oil just took a huge dump, and it did. I think you're starting off ahead of a lot of people, which is great. It also matters what resources are blocked in which passages. Exactly. And I never even thought about that until, I guess I did think about that during the last supply chain shock, which was that that one huge cargo ship that blocked that one canal or something. And it was like a huge port or a huge canal, right? That was the only other time where I've heard or lived through a supply chain shock. A lot of older traders have they know about COVID, right? During COVID, there was also a supply chain shock. For next crisis/war, I need to learn how to play with options. Yes, I was looking into the option stuff too. Long oil. Options is tough because during the times of crisis and war, when VIX is really high and the implied volatility of all your options is very high, you need to basically hope for a huge move, right? It's called IV crush. It's something that I experienced when I was doing options trading, right? Right before earnings, there's huge implied volatility because, you know, right before earnings, a stock, you know, after market closes and they do their earning report, a stock can jump up 5, 10, 15%, right? Depending on how well they did. So the market makers or the people that created the options contract is putting it, you know, they're accounting for that huge move. I'm sure you can take an entire class or like an entire like college career doing option stuff, learning all the Greeks. How do people create contracts? Who actually writes the contracts? How do they make sure there's enough contracts to be filled? How does a volume in one contract position, you know, play in XYZ, right? How does open interest kind of work? Things like that. Too much for me. I like to click a button and I like to see it go up in the same amount every single time. That's what futures is. You're so happy when you discovered contracts because ChatGPT just told me yes. Not you taking financial advice from ChatGPT. That's hilarious. You have 100 contracts with target price XYZ. If it moves up $20 bucks, you win 4K. Then I discovered VIX, Greeks, premium prices, so on and so forth. Yeah, but ChatGPT can, like, I didn't use it for like that where I was like, oh, this is my contracts, yeah, blah blah blah. I was like, please explain the Greeks to me. So I know like the basics of Greeks, right? I know what IV does. I know what delta is. I know what theta is, theta decay. What else is there? I think those are the big ones you gotta know. IV, delta, theta. Is there gamma? I think gamma's one too. I didn't read about gamma. Same here. You don't trust just one source. Always try to cross-reference 2 or 3 trusted sources to figure out how it is. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If I really know zero about the subject, then I try to cross-reference it. But like, I had a vague idea of all of the Greeks. So when ChatGPT explained it to me, I was like, oh, yep, exactly. They basically said everything that I knew, and then they added more detail into it. And I was like, ah, and like they gave like real examples where it's like, oh, if it moves up this, then expect this, and things like that. This is the longest scalp known to man for 200 bucks. I don't even want this 200 bucks anymore. But yeah, I'm hoping to get into options trading. Sometime this year. How can we close this trade when it first touches break even so we can keep scalping? Ah, that's actually exactly what I was thinking about, Luke, and that's actually smart that you actually thought about that, right? Because this trade is actually holding me back from scalping, right? If I just exited at break even, right, all my other accounts hit this trade. So it doesn't matter that I took a loss or a break even on this account, because all of my other accounts took a hit. So then what I should have done, and you're exactly right, Luke, is to get out at break even, and then if we get back up here, I can decide to short, and now I have a scalp here versus a scalp here. It just makes sense, right? And you're exactly right. I'm just stubborn and stupid, but no, you're absolutely right. This is how I blew 2 of my accounts by being in the trade for 2 to 3 hours, refusing to take a 5% loss or break even. Learning. I mean, you're learning really well, and that doesn't that just make sense, Luke? Like take a break even, and if you're still thinking that you want to scalp a short, wouldn't you rather this pull back here and short anywhere up here? Or do you want to keep this short here? Right? It just makes sense. Now, the only bad thing is that if I do cut it, and it drops, maybe it's a little frustrating. For me, it's not the end of the world, but some people may get frustrated by this. But this is why you take multiple accounts, because if all my accounts were here, right, and I closed them all out for break even, and now it dropped, then I'd be pissed. But all of my accounts were not here. My accounts took profit right here, so I'm green for the day. So if it does flush, I'm fine. I've taken up this much in profits. So yes, you're exactly right. It's actually one of the strategies that I do where I need to look back into it, because the way that I scalp is I scalp with a mixture of runners and scalpers, right? So let's say I have 2 entries here, right? I'll take this one scalp, and then I'll hold the runner for a home run. But then if I really believe in this level, when it pulls back up here, I'll enter one more time on a new account to scalp down here. So now I secure 1 runner if we flush, but I also secure another scalp, right? If we pull back up. I actually do this a lot for my percent day trades, right? I leave 1 runner. Sometimes the runner is very good, sometimes very bad. Today it would have been great, or was it yesterday? It was one of those days. My target is now blow accounts under any circumstance. If I have a bad feeling about the trade, then I would exit, enter a better price, not feel bad if it goes down without pullback. If you can learn that, Luke, you would be ahead of a lot of people. You would be ahead of me in that department, because you know how stubborn I am. I will let this account run itself to the ground. So just the fact that you're thinking about this stuff, and you know, it is an easy thing to like, it's very hard to do in the moment, but if you can really master that, right, then you'll be making great progress, right? Because if you think about that question that I asked in my in the beginner section, it's like, does a trader give up a almost 70% move just to capture another 20 points, right, and risking this entire bounce, right? The answer is no. Yeah, I think of it too, because you say it, so I have to actively think against it. I keep thinking you're a better trader than me, but then I remember how you describe your way of trading. Yeah, I'm not and you know, I'm just an average trader. I just know how to trade prop firms. My end goal isn't to become a trader, it's to make like at least my first million or something using prop firms. And then if I decide to pursue trading, then I'll put in like 20k into a brokerage account or something. And then maybe I'll trade that live on stream maybe. Yeah, my way of trading is very it's optimized for the wrong thing, I guess you can say it. Now I produce very good results, right? But that's why whenever someone tells me, right, I'm completely honest with people when they tell me, why don't you just put in 100k of your profits and just start trading a brokerage? And I tell them, well, it's because my strategy is not made for a brokerage account, right? And I tell them I'm not that good of a trader. Like I don't lie to these people. I have no, you know, there's no need for me to lie to these people or for anyone, right? But yeah, one of these days I'll start picking up the pencil and start figuring out how to trade again. I'm sure I can figure it out. All I have to do is I just have to rework my models to work with a brokerage account. Now it's going to be very hard. The rare day model might be easier than the overnight scalping model, because the overnight scalping model is, the RR is too bad. Like it's too bad. 1 to 12.5, but if you DCA, it becomes closer to 1 You could split it up some. I don't know, I had to back test it for a better RR. I have a theory that you're being fake humble to not invoke Wrath of Bad Luck. I'm not very, like, I genuinely don't believe what I'm doing is extremely impressive, right? So it's not really being fake humble, but if somebody were to like I may seem humble because there's no point in me like bragging. There's literally 0 point unless I want to use it for marketing. Like there's no point. But if somebody does come out, like I've crashed out on people on Reddit before, right? No longer being humble. Like if some idiot was to come into this chat, right, and troll me or say something like, oh, I'm shit, I'll be like blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh cool, then I'll stop being humble, right? I'd be like, yeah, let's hop on a Discord call, or let's show me some proof of how much money you've made. And if you haven't made any more money than me, then I don't give a fuck what you're saying, right? And I just haven't had that, like I guess, opportunity yet. The karma, you know, I don't want to be. Yeah, totally, yeah. Like there's people out there on Twitter and they have like $1 million payouts, right? So like I'm like a small fish compared to some people. There's always a bigger fish, so there's no point in being bragging about stuff. And when you're bragging about stuff like that, then people like people just don't, I don't know, it makes you look like a bad character. Like, I don't know, people kind of respect you a little less. Two guys from your Discord messaged me to ask for tips. I just wanted to watch you because I have almost zero clue what I'm doing. That's hilarious. Well, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. I feel like I give out almost everything on stream. The only thing I don't give out is like maybe specifics and my percent line stuff. That's the only thing I don't give out. Just because like you know, if I've analyzed 4 years of stuff, you know, it's worth a little bit to me. Not that much. It's worth $50 to me. That's it. But it's also hard because a lot of these people, a lot of people in general that are trying to break out into the prop trading game, they're like being pulled apart, you know, on all their limbs, just being pulled in every single direction, trying to learn from this person. Oh, and they found out this person's a scam, so they tried to find out to learn from this person. Like, oh, they lose for 3 weeks, right? Now they try to learn from this person, and then they, you know, they, instead of strategy hopping, they're like quote unquote mentor hopping, right? Where they never put in the time to really master something, and most of the time they shouldn't put in the time to master something, right? Because a lot of these people are fake, right? From my perspective, from my perspective, what I'm not doing what you're doing is utilizing VIX, VWAP, previous day high, previous day low. Well, that's just comes with time on the charts, right? Like, why do I use those VIX that I give you, right? Oh, it's because I've seen it work so many times. Okay, why do I use VIX? Well, also because like VIX is very, a lot of people talk about VIX. Because VIX literally measures, you know, the noise of the candle, right? Why do I use previous day high and previous day low? Right? It's because in the charts I've seen it, right? It's just chart time, and it's a very hard thing to replace. Like charting time, you'll be staring at the charts and you'll just figure something out. You'll just see something. You're just like, why? Right? And you start thinking like a trader. What's up? What's up, Hard Prop? I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing good too. But you know, you could use all of those, and maybe that doesn't work for you, right? You're already out here thinking about your own models. Right, which is a very important thing to do, very smart thing to do. Who knows, maybe you'll have an even better model than me, and then you can go ahead and monetize that, right? Start building up a whole business around your trading. That's the dream, to build a business around trading. But most of the time you need to actually be a good trader to do that. And then you know, business needs marketing, business needs this, business needs that. How do you do trading today? Up, down? I think I was down today. I was down a decent amount. I would say I was down maybe 15 to 20k. But I just requested, after tonight I'll be able to request, I think, 4k. So that 15 to 20k is like just sim money. It's fake money, right? But I'll be able to request 4k of actual real money and put it into my bank account. I also figured if I'm not in a trade and checking for openings but doing something on my second screen I traded words, I can only do that from an actual trading percent lines. Yeah, it's hard to trade while distracted. Dude, Luke, during my first couple of streams, because I was literally like, when I first started streaming, I had maybe less than like 50 subs. I had like nobody. So what I did was I was literally just playing a game on my other monitor. And it was funny because I actually had it on my screen. Like, I think I set up my screen like this. Let me see if I can tool, just snip this. I literally had a game. I literally had a game like here, and I was just playing it, and I was just looking at the charts on the side. I forgot what game I was playing. I think I was playing like that one game that was on TikTok and all of that, and like 6 months ago. It's called like Mega Bonk. That's wild. Dude, I was streaming for like 2 or 3 hours at night. I was bored out of my mind, you know. So like I had to figure something out to do, and I was like, oh, I'm literally just gonna play a game on the side. We played it, but that game was intense. It was fun. It was fun, but it's fun once you get it rolling. But like if you can't get it rolling, you just kind of get overwhelmed by everything, and then you just die. And then starting over sucks because when you start over, you're so slow and your character is so shit. But eventually, I started getting some more people and then some regulars in, like Ryu. He's actually one of my first regulars. Ryu and some other people. Oh yeah, Ryu. Ro is another one of the OG, probably like first 10 viewers is like Ryu, Ro, a couple other people. That was before I had a Discord though, so a couple of them just kind of vanished. But I hope they're doing well. Is this it? Please tell me this is it. I don't. Oh shit. Okay, nothing bad happened. That's nice to hear though from humble beginnings. Yeah, that was back when I streamed both New York and overnight. But New York just has too many people to compete with. Too many people to compete with. Too many big like a lot of big streamers are in the New York session, which makes sense, right? Because when do people want to trade? Oh, they want to trade in the New York session, right? So they want to find someone that's a really good trader, usually to copy their trades, right? And then, try and make some big hits, because New York is when you get those huge swings, right? That's when you hit those percent lines. It's like usually like maybe 1 out of 20, 2 out of 40, or 2 out of 30 overnights will hit a percent line. Which is why, if it ever does, I'll probably end up taking the reversal of it. But it's extremely rare. Which is why it's like okay if I leave, or if I give it to you guys late. What's up, VC Trading? I know you've probably already explained this, but can you quickly explain which accounts to take trades on, the latest / get best entries? Yes. Yeah. Even better, I'll give you an example. Let's say you start the day, right? And you have an account with $0, a new 50K funded account, right? How much drawdown does this have? This has 2K of drawdown. Now, let's say you have an account that's at $1,500 of buffer, right? How much drawdown does this account have? It has 2K, right? Which account do you want to have a better entry? This account is, let's say this account is 2 days from payout. If I put it like this, doesn't it make sense? Right? 1,500, you want the better entry, right? It's just kind of obvious, right? And the example I give is like, let's say these are birds jumping into the water, right? Or penguins going into the water, right? But inside the water, this is ice, this is water. You have penguins. These are your accounts. What the hell? Oh my. Right? But in the water, so these are your accounts. In the water, you don't know if there's a shark. Or the ones who need to pay out? Exactly. when I put it like this, doesn't that make sense? And now what happens if this entry never gets hit, but this entry gets hit? Well, now this account will be plus X 100, right? Does that make sense? Not many people think about it like this. It's a very unique way of thinking, right? Name one person that's taught it like this. I call this account priority. Penguins are fire. Instructions can use dragons. Dude, I'm not gonna draw a dragon. Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's better for me to go through the drawing and to have you reach the conclusion, right? Rather than me telling you, right? Because if I tell someone, I mean, me personally, I don't listen to people unless, you know, they can provide proof, but like, or if I reach it to my own conclusion. But if I tell you something, then you might just forget about it. But if you look at an explanation and you think about it yourself, and then the answer comes to you, you're like, oh, that's why, right? It's a very unique way. This is all of my thoughts, this is like prop tips and tricks that you learn when you trade props long enough. This is one of them. I have a whole bunch, but yeah. That's how I do it. I actually learned that from somebody else, but they never put in the they never put in that extra like layer of, well, how they should be prioritized based off of payouts, right? If you just stack your accounts one by one, right, you will look at your accounts and you yourself will know which ones you want to have the best positions. You want to go to sleep on eventually invested in the scalp? Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. What happened? Oh, we did it. We did it. Like that one Jason Tatum. I don't know if you guys watched the NBA. One Jason Tatum meme. We did it. That was hilarious. Jason Tatum is funny. He's very corny. Now you can sleep in peace. I mean, you would have known if the account would have died or not, because you knew where my take profit was. Unless I close it and I lie. Yeah, take care, guys. That was the only thing I wanted to show. That was the last thing I wanted to show for stream. So, peace out, guys. If you're new, I stream every overnight session. I'm gonna go to sleep. You know, trade well and stay safe. Peace out, guys.